What's up, Internet? We are here with my Pandora's box. If you don't know what this is, it's basically a main board built inside to an arcade joystick setting. I bought one of these recently because a subscriber on the Discord, JetWolf68K, mentioned he got one. And I looked into it a little bit, and then I had to have one myself. This one has like 8,000 games on it, and I just want to play around with some stuff just to see what it's like. I've tested some stuff on this already. I can tell you that the reason why we don't have borders right now is because nothing is continuous in terms of sizing, and some stuff is like stretched, some of it isn't. If you want an example of something really stretched, let's go to search. I'm using the actual like arcade sticks, so this might be a little slow, I apologize. But I'm the guy who likes stretching his footage to fill out the screen. This game does it to an extreme, and I can't play it at this rate. Also, sound might not quite work out properly. I believe it's, where is, I know my alphabet. Gambarik, there it is. This was a game I was really excited to play on here. This was an arcade game I really wanted to experience. Unfortunately, it's basically unplayable right now. Fortunately, it's on the Switch, so I'm going to have to get it there, but this is kind of like pinball meets Breakout a little bit. We're not going to play this for very long, just I want to show off how obnoxiously stretched some things can go. And that's coming from me, a guy who likes to stretch his footage, but this is like actually awkward to play for me. Like, it's actually like genuinely making me feel like sick playing this. It's just stretched out so weird. But there's lots of stuff on here, not just MAME stuff. There's also a whole slew of different console stuff. I tested out a GameCube, it doesn't have GameCube. I tested out an N64 game, and that's kind of a notoriously awkward system to emulate for, and it actually did it relatively well. So yeah, we're just gonna play around with some games in my Pandora's box and mess around for a little while. I don't play with arcade sticks too frequently, so I'm not really sure how to hold this thing. Like, I know therethere's about 4 different styles and ways to hold a arcade machine stick. Like, there's one putting your hand over it, one putting it under, one just like using the grips of your fingers. I'm kind of going with the wine glass, holding it underneath and putting the actual stick between my fingers. That seems to be what's most comfortable for me right now, but I'm still trying to feel it out a bit. Although this does have the ability to have some USB controllers attached to it. In fact, you can have up to like 4-player USB support, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we're just gonna play some arcade stuff. And I was interested in this mainly because I want to talk about every game I possibly can. But, of course, it's not really possible to talk about arcade games outside of stuff that's been, like, officially re-released and stuff. And the vast majority of arcade stuff isn't. So this seemed like a decent compromise to say I kind of at least own arcade stuff in some way, shape, or form through the power of MAME. Plus, it lets me experience MAME a little bit, which is something I don't really have any experience with, so if nothing else, it's a learning experience for me. But this thing is very, very convoluted. If you want to try and get one of these, there's like a million, billion, kajillion of them. I had to spend literally days of research trying to figure out exactly. No, I don't think we're going to continue. I believe there's an exit game button. I spent days researching just to try and figure out, you know, what one I should get, because there's like a million and their numbering system doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, I did actually get a request from Vermilion yesterday, so we're going to look up... Uh-oh. It slowed down for a second. That was a little scary. We're going to look up a game I actually own on the Game Boy Advance that I like quite a lot, and I'm very bad at because it's a puzzle game. That's not how to do that. It's LE. Now the problem is there's no space in search. There's a few issues. Like there's a category system, but it doesn't separate things based on genre, just console. And it's not alphabetically sorted. Like it kind of is here, but it's not really. Let's see. Where is it? Super Puzzle Fighter 2. That's what I want. I like Super Puzzle Fighter. Also, I apologize if the sound is weird and inconsistent and bad, but there's like no consistency with this thing. I know if we play Pucci Karat, which I'd really like to, the audio is really, really quiet. We're going to play easy because I'm going to get my ass kicked one way or the other. And of course, gotta play as Morrigan because she's best girl when the Bumblebee Lady and Cammy aren't around. And we're going to fight ourselves. Cool. Which means we're probably actually fighting Lilith. I gotta play some Darkstalkers again. But I've got this on the Game Boy Advance, and I'm not good at it because I'm just awful in general at puzzle games, but especially ones involving like falling blocks and sorting like colors and stuff. Not to say I'm colorblind or anything, it's just something about falling block puzzle games like Tetris I am just the worst at. But, you know, I still like them. This thing has Tetris the Grandmaster on it. We're not going to play it because I don't want to embarrass myself that badly, and I'm already going to do a great job of that, but I tried playing that, and it was a very, very, very fast train wreck. But it was fun, and that's the important thing, you know? Okay, we got blue and blue. I'd like to connect those greens, so we'll put that there. Put that there. Come on, greens. I want to put greens there. And I think for blues, we want to slide that there. Oh, but... See, I just screwed up my strategy. I wanted to connect all those greens, and now I can't do that. Well, we made a big blue gem. And that's got to count for something. Alright, what do we want to do? Pop that there. There really aren't a lot of energy gems that show up too frequently. I guess that's because I want you to focus entirely on placement more than just destroying junk. Or it might be a mechanic I'm not familiar with. Maybe they only show up after you do certain things. Alright. Throw that there. I would like that blue one to be there. Come on, give me a magic blue thing. That would be great. There we go. Blue powers, activate! I tested this yesterday and I only got to like level 2. I'm monumentally bad at these, so, you know. It's like fighting games. I can't play them to save my life, but I still enjoy them. There are some visual bugs and stuff. I don't think that sort of weird, probably interlacing effect is supposed to show up normally. Not everything plays perfectly, but, you know, if it plays well enough, it plays well enough. And that's kind of the important thing. Alright, let's do another level. Ah, Sakura! Alright, let's get our ass kicked by Sakura. To be fair, I was playing on normal last time, so I might get further than last time. We'll see. I might do Pucci Karat after this, just because I really want to play Pucci Karat, even though I know it doesn't play with great audio. It'll be real quiet, but it's Pucci Karat, it's awesome. Now, I will say, because this is an arcade stick setup, stuff like Pucci Karat doesn't play terribly well. That's a game that's meant to be played with a paddle. But I assume there's probably like a USB paddle controller out there at some point. I want that red thing there. Cool. Yellow goes there. Oh, nice. And that goes there. Alright. How do I want this to work? Probably not the way I did that. Okay, stack red there. Blue can go over here. I've had a very, very stressful day. I was supposed to get a whole bunch of stuff done and I couldn't because my dog got sprayed by a skunk, so I've been dealing with that all day. It's been stressful. Fortunately, like, my dog and the skunk are completely not hurt or anything, but it's just very smelly and gross. Although I learned today that the smell of a skunk is completely different than the smell of a skunk spray. I don't think that's useful knowledge, but it's knowledge I'm now equipped with. Like seriously, a skunk smells like a tire fire, whereas a skunk spray smells like the strongest garlic ever cranked to 1,000,000. It's very strange. Alright. Oh hey, we actually beat level 2. Maybe we'll be able to beat all 3 levels of easy mode. which would be nice because I'm bad at these. Ah, Cinco. Alright. I don't think I ever played as her in Darkstalkers, though. I mostly just stuck to Morrigan and the Bumblebee lady. Alright. Also, this has all 5 Darkstalkers games on it. I'm kind of impressed with that. It'd be nice if it included a mysterious 6th Darkstalkers game that was exclusive to this because Capcom won't put one out, but, you know, what can you do? You cannot play a 6th Darkstalkers game is what you don't get to do. Drop that there. Drop that there. I'm just gonna make a big yellow gem. Green. I don't have a lot to go with for green. But I can clear off that and make a bigger blue gem. How do I want this? Drop that there. Alright. Then plop that there. Ah, I should have done that differently. I'm not thinking 4-dimensionally. I'm only thinking 3-dimensionally like a pleb. I guess that goes there. Okay, green. Oh, this could be exceptionally not pleasant for us. Alright. Now let's see what you do. That should take care of you. Or at least put me in a really nice spot. Also, there go all the blues. What are you going to do about that? There we go. Boom. It's Dan. Awesome. Try normal level. Rather not. Not right now, anyway. Alright, let's do Pucci Karat. Not a lot of, Puch games. So it shows up right there. Alright, this is going to be real quiet audio-wise, I think. So there might not be too much audio. We'll do player versus computer. I'll do beginner because, again, I suck at everything, including life. And, of course, we have to be Best Girl Peridot. Alright. Now let's try and play Breakout meets Puzzle Bobble, kind of. It's a shame that the audio's so low. I don't know what that's about. It might just be a bad dump or something, but it's a shame because the soundtrack to this game is actually really killer. I have the Game Boy Color version of this game, too. It's quite good. Only got released in Europe, though. Actually, this game, I think, only ever officially released in North America in Taito Legends 2, which is how I heard about it. And like I said, this is basically Puzzle Bobble meets Breakout, and it's basically every single thing I dislike all rolled into one, and yet it's still a really good game. Like, I'm not good at these, like, colored block dropping games, as I've said. I'm not particularly good at Breakout. I'm not super great at Taito arcade games in general. They're not as bad as SNK ones in terms of difficulty, but, you know, it can get bad. But, you know, I feel like this is a combination of things I dislike, somehow amalgamating into something I really, really like. Although I will say that controlling this with a control stick sucks. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's enough of that. What else do I want to play? What would be fun? What would be fun? Oh, I know. One of the best beat-em-ups of all time. That I have no idea how it controls with arcade stuff, but we'll try it. Let's see. I guess we'll go with JP. Oh, this is the original! This was not what I was planning on doing. I was planning on doing Turtles in Time, but... Alright, cool. I played the shit out of this on the NES with my uncle. Like, whenever I went to my relative's house when I was a kid, like, I was the only kid, so I didn't have anyone to talk to or anything, and I wasn't old enough to, you know, really spend time with the adults, so my uncle would set up his NES with Turtles 2, and I'd play the ever-living hell out of it. I think that's just a graphical thing that shouldn't be there. Try and ignore that if you can. But, you know, I really enjoyed that game. And then there was a kid I knew back in the day. He was a real jerk. But he liked to make trades with me. And by trades, I mean he liked to scam me. And one of those scams was he wanted to make me pay to play one of his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, which he told me was this one, but it wasn't. It was the weird platformer one that a lot of people say is really bad on the NES. I've played it. I don't like it. It's very clumsy and jank, but, you know, it is what it is. And after that, I kind of became really wary of Turtles games, because I figured it'd be that really bad one that I disliked so much. So one day I was renting games, and I couldn't remember what system I'd played it on, but they had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. And I was a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back in the day. Like, before I rented games, all I would do is rent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VHSs. Like, that was my childhood right there. So I really wanted to play it, even if it was going to be the bad one. And, you know, it ended up being Turtles in Time, which is one of the best beat-em-ups of all time. This isn't quite that game, but it's a good game. I'm hoping that the audio isn't getting too messed up. Alas, not having consistency is a bit of a problem. Might try and do some N64 stuff after this. Oh, yeah, there is an N64 game I actually really want to try on here. Just because I haven't played the original version of it. And I'm weirdly curious about it more than anything. Plus, it'll let us test out the N64 capabilities of this thing. So that'll be our next little thing after this. I'll probably just stop after this boss. Not to jump around too much, but there's a lot to play. But, yeah. You know, I was pretty worried about this. In fact, when I first got my Pandora's box, I got through the door, the controls didn't actually work. Because one of the connectors for the sticks disconnected, and I had to, like, reconnect it and resolder it and stuff. It wasn't that big of a deal at the end of the day. I really just had to plug in one plastics, like, clip. But I soldered it just, you know, to be careful. But I'm not very technically minded, but I managed to do it. But I was especially worried because Jet Wolf got his, and I bought mine before he got his. And unfortunately, tonight I dine on turtle soup. Thank you, Uncle Phil. You know, I was excited to get mine because I had paid for it. It was on its way. And his showed up and was broken, and I feel bad about that. I really genuinely do. And I ended up getting really worried about mine being broken out of the box too, and it kind of was, but it was easily repairable. His was not, however. And I feel especially bad about that. But he's gonna get pieces for it piecemeal, because he got like a refund for it and he got to keep the parts. And building one of these from scratch is infinitely cheaper than like getting a pre-made one, from what I find. But like I said, I'm not very technically minded, so I bought one. And I think it's just neat to have something like this, you know? Like, I like plug-and-plays and weird, obscure nonsense. And I've already found a couple of interesting things on here. I don't want to spoil any of it. Just because I want to at least review one of these things, just because it's so strange. And I think it'd be something worth talking about, even if it's ultimately something very small and dumb and weird. You know? Because, you know, bad things need to be talked about, too. I think bad games matter as much as good games do. Also, I read Bad Games Matter earlier tonight, and now that's stuck in my head. Someone was talking about bad arcade games, and now I'm doing it too. Not that I want to quote them or anything. I need the Pizza Hut connection. Because that was, of course, what this game had sold with. If you bought the NES version, you got a free Pizza Hut pizza, because they had it as a cross-promotional thing. I don't think Pizza Hut's actually connected to the arcade game, just the NES version, though. Ah, Shell Shock. Alas. Alright, we're gonna try an N64 game. The thing is, you can look up stuff on here, but, like, I'll just get out of this and we'll go to all for a sec, and actually we don't need to, because it just threw us basically into all. You'll see some stuff that sounds right, and then you'll just see some stuff that's just weirdly wrong. Like, Mega Man X Maverick Hunter. You know what that is if you know Mega Man X. Well, let's just take a look with the previews on. And we'll go down to Mega Man X Maverick Hunter. It's not Mega Man X, it's Mega Man Powered Up. That's kind of a thing you gotta deal with, and it's an especially big issue with this, is it seems like all the titles on this were translated from Japanese to Chinese to English, all using Google Translate, so you'll end up with, like, weird things that just aren't right. Like, let's see if I can find one really easy. Ranch Story Honey Village. This is some Harvest Moon game. Cartoon Hero vs. Capcom 2. These are actually genuinely some of the better translated ones. Turtle Dove is Ikaruga. That might actually be an accurate translation. I'm not sure. Life or Death 2. Or Death or Life 2. American version. That's DOA. Yeah, this thing can actually do Dreamcast. Kinda. It's slowed down and it's a bit wonky. I did Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at one point and played a little bit of it, and there's like some weird visual stuff. But I can do up to PS1 relatively well. Anyway, I want to go to N64. We're going to do HSV Adventure Racing. Because I've already talked about this game, kind of, twice, but not this game, sort of. The short version is, if this wants to load, the N64 bit's a little bit finicky to get started. This is Beetle Adventure Racing, except it's the Australian version where they removed all the Beetles and instead put the HSV thing. I don't know what game note it's creating because there isn't a save feature on this thing as far as I know. But this is basically Beetle Adventure Racing with a different car brand, and I think they might have overdubbed it with some guy with an Australian accent just to make it more regional. Also, this is sped up because it should not be playing this fast. I'm hoping the game itself isn't, but that looks way too fast. Okay, press start. Now, I need to point out that the controls for N64 using this don't really work all that well. It's a racing game, so I shouldn't need too many controls. If I were to do like a 3D platformer, it might be a lot harder. We're going to go easy because I can't be asked to try. It's 3:30 in the morning. We're going to go with the dark blue car because it's the best car. And automatic because I can't be asked to ever shift gears. Now again, I have to play this using an arcade stick and minimal buttons, so this might be a little weird. But we'll see what we can do. Yo! How you doing? I'm playing a bizarre Australian variant of a game that came out in North America. Just because why not? It's on this thing, let's test it out. Also, I think this particular version of this game is actually unbelievably hard to find. Like, I can't find any copies of this on eBay, and I kind of want one just for the randomness of it more than anything. But this race might go on for like 5 minutes or so, and then after that, I don't know. We'll try another N64 game and see what happens. I might try a 3D platformer just to see what that'll be like controlling with a control stick. I like this game. I think it's underrated. I don't think a lot of people talk about Beetle Adventure Racing, even if this isn't the version with the Beatles in it. There's some layering issues. I didn't say the N64 chunk of this MAME thing was perfect. I just said it ran relatively well, considering. I probably don't want to use all these nitro... Well, they're all gone now. Oh, through the barn! Let's get some points. This game is really, really fun. It would play a little bit better if I was playing on an actual N64 with my actual cart, but I don't have this particular regional variant, and it was on my Pandora's box, so I thought I'd test it out. Just to see how different it is. And from what I can tell, it's mostly just the car brand has changed, and there's an Australian voiceover now. But if this looks fun, you can play it as Beetle Adventure Racing with the Volkswagen branding. And I think it's probably one of the 3 best kart racers on the N64. But N64 emulation tends to be pretty wonky, so this actually is pretty good. I might see if I can actually put this on my actual N64 multi-carts, see how that runs, but this would be running in PAL speed on an N64 system, so that probably won't work, whereas this kind of compensates for it. Also, Ghost Castle. We're playing the spooky Australian version with ghost stuff. Or everything's made of diamonds or something. But, yeah, I think this is a pretty good racing game. I don't think a lot of people talk about it, though, which is a shame. You know, it's always Diddy Kong Racing, which I still think is probably the best kart racer ever. Well, that or Double Dash. Or, you know, Mario Kart, but those are the only 2 you ever really hear about on the N64. Really. Although we're going to experience a whole lot more when I do more multi-kart stuff, which, probably tomorrow, I'm thinking. Yeah, it would be cool if they bothered to put the N64 stuff on the Switch. Or, you know, anything beyond the Super Nintendo, or, like, just shore up their collections on there. You know, especially because a lot of those games are getting harder and harder to find physically. I know it's a problem I've got, but, you know, you make do with what you have. But I think just in general, Nintendo kind of wants to phase out the entire virtual console, and I'm not really 100% sure why. It'd give them a reason for people to actually go to their consoles more often. Double Dash is awesome. I think it's probably the Mario Kart game I like the most. I played quite a lot of it as Paratroopa and Koopa. Those are my boys. I unfortunately do not have a copy. I would love to get one, though. That's a big one for my GameCube collection. That, Chibi Robo, and Thousand Year Door are kind of like the big 3 for me right now. But GameCube games are getting insanely pricey. I imagine they would make a lot of money if they found a way to properly emulate N64 on Switch. Or, like, release some sort of, like, physical collection of N64 games on Switch. Whatever they have, like, the licensed rights to. Like, they could do that and they would make an absolute mint. But I think they're more interested in just making money by putting stuff out as limited releases of stuff and overcharging and undersupplying. I have a lot of problems with how Nintendo handles everything, really. Which sucks, because I'd like to think they're a good company, but they're really just a company. They're slightly less malicious than some, but they're very much not in it for the consumers as much as they want you to think they are. I think, anyway. At least from their actions recently. Or, you know, at the very least, release, like, the N64 DD stuff as, like, some sort of Switch standalone expansion. I'm sure just the F-Zero expansion alone would sell for a freaking fortune. Because I know the actual, like, expansion for F-Zero is just stupid expensive and desirable as is. But, you know, if you're looking to collect N64 games, this one's actually a really, really, really cheap game. And it's a lot of fun. I think it's like 15 bucks, if that. Definitely worth the paltry pocket change it costs. I think, anyway. You know, I've never played the Mickey Kart Racer on the N64. I've always wanted to. because that was rare, and it looks like they basically kind of made a sequel to Diddy Kong with it. But I've never had a chance to play it. I've never seen a copy of it. Wow, that black car just tore it up. I don't know how he got that speed boost, but it doesn't matter, because I'm about to beat him. Oh, what Dreamcast collection do you have? I should probably invest in more Dreamcast collections myself, because my Dreamcast doesn't work all that well, in that it doesn't really work, and all the Dreamcast games I have are awful. Don't know why I'm entering all this. Pretty sure my N60, or my thing doesn't actually memorize anything. New track. We'll do one more track. I've played Conkers. I think it's not a very good game.
Good choice. Nice.
If you've got a... I think it might even be playable on just a Windows computer, but if you've got an Xbox One, you can get Rare Replay, which is a $30 collection with 30 games, including Conker. And that's worth it. I don't think Conker's very good, though. I think it's a very rare miss for Rare. But I think it's known mostly just because it was a very adult game for its time, rather than it being a good game. I remember it being very, very buggy. I got stuck on a boss that literally glitched out and wouldn't attack me, and I couldn't kill him because he was invulnerable. And like a lot of jumps just didn't work in that game. I don't know. I think that one's a bit overhyped. Yeah, I think Conker's Bad Fur Day is pretty overrated. I think a lot of people say nothing but good things about it, and when I played it, I was really, really disappointed with it. Whoa! Okay. I mean, this is an Australian car. Are these graded to handle snow? I guess it does snow in certain places in Australia. Whoa! Okay, if I recall, there's a secret around here I want to try and get. Just because I thought it was very cool. I think it has to do with this bridge. Right here. Past the military choppers. Which I just realized are military choppers. And past the crashed UFO. The South Park games. I've heard those are pretty bad. I've never actually played any of the South Park games. I've never liked South Park. I got bullied a lot as a kid because of some dumb jokes South Park made. So I've never had any personal interest in it. Actually, that's not true. I do have interest in getting the first PS3 game in Australian because they have like a weird censored version that might be the best version ever. But otherwise, I just have no interest in South Park. It's just not something that ever appealed to me. I think I saw someone play the N64 South Park, one of them anyway, the FPS, and it looked not great. But to be fair, it was an FPS on the N64. Those weren't all that fantastic, typically, as much as I know people love to champion Turok and GoldenEye and all that. Alternate path? Yes, please. Ooh, a nitro booster. I'll take that. Oh. Yeah, the chicken one. That sounds like the FPS I saw. I think you were like throwing snowballs at turkeys or something. It didn't look all that great. I think I'm in last right now. More secrets! Seriously, the tracks in this game are kind of insane like this. They're just non-stop secrets. I'm sure if you Google search South Park Stick of Truth Australian, you can find the censorship stuff. But from what I recall, they took out a scene, and instead of showing it, they just show a picture of a crying koala bear and a very like graphically written depiction of what's happening. And the censors just stopped because they knew if they came down on the game again, it would probably get worse. Which, you know, to be fair, I respect that sort of creativity as a response to restriction. You know, that's clever thinking, I guess. You know, I wish I hadn't cut the intro short to this game, because I know at least in the Beetle version, they show off a secret car that I always wanted, and it was like the last one you'd get. So I never got it, but it was like a chrome Beetle with like an alien sticker on the side of it. I want to see if they made like a version of this car for that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but it'd probably just be a matter of resizing the graphic and reshaping the texture, I imagine. Well, I took this shortcut rather badly. Man, we've been playing this for like 20 minutes. Beetle Adventure Racing, it's very, very good, especially if it's, you know, the weird Australian version. It's really hard to find for some reason. You know, I don't think this thing has Outrun on it. I'm a little annoyed about that, thinking about it. I didn't say the N64 emulation was perfect, shut up. But, you know, Outrun, that's my go-to driving game. If it's not on here, that's sad. I might have to do something about it. Oh! I was about to say, how am I in second? I think we're at like that level in Mario Kart 64 where the game just puts a question mark because it doesn't know where anyone is relative to one another because it would be too, like, strenuous to calculate. I think we're kind of there. That or the placing is messed up because I don't think we'd be in 5th. Because we just passed a guy and it still says 5th. We passed another guy, it still says 5th. I'm guessing it bugged out or something. Or it's like the original F-Zero and these are like ghost cars that don't count. Or something. I gotta say, this plays relatively well considering I'm playing with a weird, non-standard input method. Yeah, your car explodes in this game. It's, this game's pretty great. For basically just a budget, racing game, it's pretty legit. It's just a shame this version of it's hard to find and won't play on most TVs. Or N64s for that matter. You know, that was one of the things I disliked about, you know, the region encoding on the N64. It's really easy to break it, but while there's only like 5 PAL N64 games that are exclusive to it, none of them will play properly, and while 4 of them are football games, one of them isn't, and that one just won't play, and that one actually comes across as a really neat game. But there was a North American prototype. I think I actually do have that on my multi-cart, so we're going to have to take a look at that at some point. Oh, okay, yeah, this might be photosensitivity warning. Oh, and as a photosensitive person, that's not ideal. Alright, there, we're done. Okay, so N64 emulation. Not great, but it kind of works. Oh, they've got a Gomon game on here, nice. I think this is Gomon's Great Adventure, looking at that title. Jeremy McGrath, Super Mace, The Dark Ages. Oh, Mario Kart. Mickey No Racing! Mission Impossible. I feel like we've already done enough racing game, though. What should we do? I don't think Or Die Trying actually came out on the N64. I think that might be an unreleased prototype. Paperboy. Oh! Rakuga Kids. I'm bad at fighting games, but this is one I've always wanted to try. I've tried to buy this officially a whole bunch of times, but it's not easy to find. And it's a 2D fighting game, so it should be relatively easy. Oh, it's Konami. That means my YouTube video is going to get demonetized. Awesome! Well, it seems to be playing okay. So far. Game mode. Story mode. Free play. Did it crash? No, it didn't. Okay. I gotta pick our character. This girl has a chicken on her head. I pick her. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. I'm not sure how this is going to control again. And N64 controls don't really translate properly to an arcade stick, but we'll see. Oh, it's slow. I might have to wait till my multi-cart to play this properly. Oh. Okay, well, it's doing stuff very slowly. I think this thing has an easier time doing PlayStation stuff. Oh, hey, this is actually relatively smooth once you get into an actual fight. When I figure out what the controls are. What are controls? Oh. Okay, yep. Yep, this don't play right. I think we gotta cut that short. That's unfortunate. Scars. That was a very generic racing game. Alright, what else do we want to play? What would be fun? There's a lot of stuff on here. Lots of King of Fighters. Metal Slug. Ooh. Let's do Metal Slug 3. This is my favorite Metal Slug game. I played Metal Slug, I think, XX after this, and I really thought it was boring. But I think that one's supposed to be a remake of the second one, whereas this one's just an insane, like, new game. Alright, I get to pick my character. We're gonna go with Sunglasses. Because sunglasses are cool. Quattro wore sunglasses. That's how you know they're cool. I don't think this has the 3D Metal Slug game, but I think that's a PS2 game. What's the... Ah, that's that button. Little tiny crabs, run for it! No, there was a Metal Slug for... there was one on the PlayStation. I think there was one on the PS2 that was a 3D game, though. But this is just the Neo Geo version of Metal Slug 3. Yeah, I'm playing a MAME box, but it can do a lot of different things at once. I'm just testing it out to see what it's all about. Can I go down there? I think I missed my opportunity. It's been forever since I played this game. Nope, alas, I don't think I get to go into the submarine slug, which I think leads to another level. Because this game has a lot of secret levels and stuff. That's why I like this game. It's got so much, like, secret stuff in it. Ah, thought I'd get a little too worried about the things in the air and not worry about the things on the ground. I'm not so foolish. But I am inept. Don't discount my ineptitude. There we go. Well, I'm trying to get into arcade MAME a little bit. That's why I bought this thing. I'm just testing out what my box can do by playing random crap. Whoops. Let's throw in another quarter. I think that's the button I need. Alright, let's go. Alright. I shall rescue you, prisoner person man, with a scraggly beard. Any service you can provide me would be appreciated, but not required. Ooh, points, thank you. Oh! I'm Mad Jubbles. No, I'm not. I love Metal Slug. It's so good. And there's so many arcade games I gotta try with this thing. Unfortunately, you know, it sucks that Gumbarek doesn't work proper, or, well, it does, but it's stretched to a point where it's basically unplayable. And it won't be the only thing that's like that. You know, it sucks that there was another arcade game I would have liked that isn't on here. And while this thing does have the option to add stuff, it doesn't have the space for it. And typically adding stuff to MAME, from what I can tell, is kind of a pain, because you gotta, like, figure out different BIOSes and stuff. Which is a bit above my pay grade. Whoa. Oh, there's a metal slug. I want it. I want the slug. Ah! Big angry crab monster. Whoops. Well, doing this the old-fashioned way. Alright, fine. H. That's what I need. I need the H, which I think stands for heavy. Eat grenades. I think I just fell in the water. And I made a Terminator reference. I don't know how many people have played it, but I once played a Metal Slug game on the Game Boy Color. Not the Game Boy Advance. There's definitely a Game Boy Advance one, but I played the Game Boy Color game, which was like this weird pirate thing that was really unbelievably bad. That's not the button I want. Whoops. Oh well. Alright, we gotta play something else. Street Fighter. I'm bad at Street Fighter. Lots of Street Fighter. What else can we do? Art of Fighting. Maybe not a fighting game because I'm bad at them. Although those really awkward Jackie Chan ones would be fun. Or what was that other one that the one that was Galaxy Fights, a game quite famous because I reviewed it using basically no footage from this game because every other fighting game on every system it was on was better than it. What was that? Hey, it's Jackie Chan, Kung Fu Master. Let's play this. I'm gonna be bad at this, but this was the first of 2 Jackie Chan games from what I remember. And this starred a bunch of martial artists from other Jackie Chan movies from what I remember. Let me at least hit you, damn it. Problem is, I'm awful at fighting games. Like, I don't have the dexterity or motor skills to do, like, special moves or anything. So I'm definitely not so good at the fighting games. Okay, so that's kick. That's my excuse. Ooh, got a roundhouse. Nice! Oh! And this is why I don't play fighting games. JoJo game! I have that on the PS2 though. Or PS1. Do we have a shmup? Ooh! Ooh, let's do the Mega Man fighting game. This is a slightly different kind of fighting game. I played this on GameCube. It was very good. Because it was a fighting game, but not quite. And we're going to be the best character in Mega Man, Proto Man. We're going to search for Wily. And we'll fight Shadow Man, because why not? It's been forever since I played this. I played this on a GameCube controller, though. This is going to be weird. The nice thing about this game is it doesn't actually require you to use any, like, button motions to do special attacks. You just have to hold up and charge. And you can do your charge buster punch. Punch! I remember playing this so much on the Anniversary Collection. Like, I sunk hours into this, figuring out, like, everyone's weaknesses, all the different stuff in it. I quite like this game a lot. It's been forever since I played it, though. Alright. Now we win! And because it's Mega Man, we get a new power-up! Basically just keep fighting dudes. Got it. Now we can turn pink and throw ninja stars. I don't know who's weak to that. We'll try Bubble Man. Like, the logic is the points on it would pop his bubbles, maybe? Also, this game had some beautiful artwork of all the Robot Masters. They're no longer like 2D 8-bit sprites. Now they're proper like 16, 32 bits. Also, you'll notice he has more health now than Shadow Man did. They get stronger over time. It's a great little arcade game, though. It's not a hard one. It's not complicated or anything. But it's fun. And, I mean, if you were in the arcade, aside from, like, anything that was basically just an arcade cabinet tied to an NES, or the original arcade version of Rockman, this was kind of what you had. And, you know, I think for what it is, it's pretty fun. Okay, so we got Bubble. Bubble's definitely still good against this guy. Heatman. And you can tell it's effective because it has like a small little, it's not even really a cutscene, but it has a small little like time freezing animation where it shows you being super effective. So that's how you know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Mystery capsule, go! I think depending on the character, you get a different power-up. Like, Mega Man gets Rush, Bass gets Treble. I think Proto Man and Duo both get Beat to just show up and give him a shield. Oh man, this is a good game. I love this game. Boom! Alright. I guess you should probably pick up the power-ups, huh? No, dash! That's what I wanted. I gotta get used to this. I'm not used to using an arcade board like this. It's weird for me. Okay, fire. Fire's gonna be good against Plant Man. I love the updated sprites this game gave to the old Robot Masters. Also, for some reason, we're fighting next to Pharaoh Man as a Sphinx. The stages in this game are quite nice. You can't charge Atomic Fire in this game. You could in Mega Man 2. Oh. That plant can't do much from over here, Plant Man. Haha. Okay, that little shuriken plant, that's a little tougher. And this is why you hold on to your atomic fire, so that he doesn't have to do that charge shield nonsense. Alright, now at least give me a little bit of breathing room, although I don't have a lot of health. New plant! Oh no, Buster Spam. It was truly my only strategy. Good game. Good game. Alright. Ninja Masters, Pocket Fighter, Power Instinct. Those were some Saturn games. Some really expensive ones. SNK vs. Capcom. Samurai Showdown. I love these games. Let's see. What else do we have? Super Puzzle Fighter, Super Street Fighter, Vampire Hunter. Give me a shooter. A really good shooter. Aero Fighters. Air Gallet. What does that look like? That sounds familiar. What shooter sounds really good? This is gonna be the last game, I think, so we gotta pick something special. Batsu Gun. Battle Greca. Let's play that. I know this game mostly because it's a very expensive Saturn game. All I gotta play is this thing. It's got my paint job. Alright, let's go. Okay, so that's bomb. Looks like we're working with a 2-button control scheme here. Oh, we got lasers now. Or, you know, very large bullets. They look like lasers. Alright, got little option guys now. I'm kind of genuinely surprised I didn't die that quickly. I am awful at shmups, but I love them so much. This is cool. I cannot wait to play more of this and figure out what else is on here. And at some point make videos on it, because I'm gonna have to at some point, but this game's pretty cool. Ah. Okay, so the green one is your options. The big brown power-up is the guns. Got it. Alright. What else am I to target? Yes, I would like to continue. Okay. I've been playing a lot of shmups in my free time lately. You'd think I'd get better at them, but I just don't. I've been playing a lot of Ginga Force on my spare time, which is really fun. As well as Pocky and Rocky for a review, so I've been playing a lot of shmups lately. Also, side note, if you're looking into Ginga Force, it's very, very good. Alright. I got this. Got this. No problem. One more go. Whoa! It's cool. We got this. No problem. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. This definitely isn't done, Mako. I'm not sure if there's too many cave games on here. I think I saw Esprigaluda on here, and Esprada. I think one of the Dodonpachi games might be on here as well. But I don't think any of the Mushihime-sama games are, which is a bit unfortunate, because I really love those games. I mean, quite famously, Mushihime-sama Futari was on my Game of the Year list last year. It was that damn good. Just gotta play it super carefully. Just gotta nudge. I cannot describe terribly well how I'm actually controlling this right now. It's like I've got my entire hand off my arcade stick, and instead I'm just nudging it with my thumb every now and then. Like, just get out of the way of bullets. Aha, but I have bombs too. And I'm gonna be done soon, so I'm fine with just going all out boss thing. Alright. Yeah, this is fun. This is pretty good. This is what I needed after a very long day of dealing with a dog that smelled very, very badly. And having to try and clean that up. You know, this was a fun little treat to be able to stream this. But, alas, it had to come to an end. Anyway, that has been an hour of messing around with my Pandora's box. I might do this again sometime, maybe. We'll see. But anyway, that'll be it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know we go live, because we try and stream as often as possible. I mentioned this last night, but I'm definitely behind on some stuff. Still gotta finish that, but if we do, we should be back to our regular streaming schedule, ideally this week. I just gotta get my PS2 video out. It's a huge pain. But hopefully. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, see everything else I do, which is a lot of stuff. I just put up our Clockwork Knight video from a few weeks back up there. And like I said, I've got a PS2 video coming. I should have a review of Pocky and Rocky hopefully up this week. Again, kind of behind on everything because everything's just kind of going weird right now. But if nothing else, I'll definitely be back for the next Sega Saturn Day, and I'm probably going to have to do N64 multi-cart stuff again tomorrow. Just because I'm running low on those. So I might be back tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see you there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the channel, follow my YouTube channel, support the show through the Patreon if you can, and, maybe I'll see you next time. Maybe we'll make more of these, maybe we'll get some votes on what to play next. Be kind of exciting. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.